You rule! The scoop on reporting about people with disabilities. You rule! The Texas Governor's Committee on People with Disabilities wants you to rule the media when it comes to portraying people with disabilities in a positive, realistic, and accurate manner. We want you to overcome the stereotypes of the past and help ordinary, productive people gain acceptance, tolerance, and opportunities. In this program, we'll present rules you can use in reporting on people with disabilities and explain what the Barbara Jordan Media Awards program is all about.
The awards are presented each year by the Texas Governor's Committee on People with Disabilities, where they recognize and honor communications professionals whose work has helped to increase the understanding of individuals with disabilities, their problems, and their potentials. The award itself is a beautiful 3-inch bronze medallion that was actually designed by internationally famous sculptor David Deming. And I think after you've worked so hard to get it right, and the Texas Governor's Committee comes along and they single you out and acknowledge your work, it is a very special and a very powerful moment.
It's an attaboy. Well, first let me back up. Who is Barbara Jordan? I mean, to be the person that she was and to take on the challenges that she did and to look stereotype in the eye and say, no, that's not the way it's going to be. She was true to her heart. When we are surrounded by so much fear, she was not afraid. And she moved forward and she changed the world. She made it a better place. Barbara Jordan, of course, was one of Texas' most distinguished citizens. And she is perhaps best known for being a powerful politician, an outstanding orator, a very committed educator, and one of the most passionate spokespersons for the rights of all people.
The Barbara Jordan Media Awards are so very important. They are for media professionals what the Grammy Awards are for musicians. They recognize the best in the profession. They say to the nation, these are the media professionals who got it. They focus on the person, not on the disability.
Words rule!
Because words are so creative and they can leave such a lasting impression, it really is important, especially for members of the media, to choose words that adequately reflect rather than arbitrarily label.
People portray us as not being able to do any intelligent work. Probably example would be janitorial for some basic blue-collar jobs.
Doug is a structural engineer at a major aerospace corporation.
I am a person in a wheelchair. I'm not a wheelchair person. And when people don't listen to me, or when they see the wheelchair first and not Randy Snow, who happens to use a wheelchair, I get a little frustrated. It's getting better, and it's the best all over the world in the United States.
My least favorite words would be blind diabetic. Words that focus on or portray me as helpless, pitiful, pathetic, those words are misleading to the public.
Well, deaf and dumb, or deaf mute. Those are the things that people don't want to hear.
Sometimes it's hard to know what is an adequate or acceptable language when describing a person with a disability. Each group decides for themselves what is acceptable, and it changes over time. What's politically correct today may not be so tomorrow. While, for example, it was once acceptable to call a person of African ancestry a Negro, it is no longer acceptable today.
I would say deaf and hard of hearing, because that's right to the point.
What I really like are words that focus on my accomplishments, on my independence, on my intelligence. Those words portray a much more accurate picture of who I am.
I think the word that best describes me is sincere.
Successful professional woman.
Outgoing and creative.
Determined.
A word that best describes me is passionate. Passion.
Any word that you mean in a positive way. I mean, I know that in normal language you would say hey Shane, you want to run to the market with me? Well, obviously I'm not going to run, but that doesn't offend me because I use it all the time as well. Just use positive words.
Think of me as your mother, your sister, your wife, someone that you love, and address me as you would address them.
There's one word, though, that's very, very important to me, and you can use this in the media, you can use this in any of the kids that are developing and maybe pursuing Barbara Jordan Awards in the near future, and it's one word that it's very valuable, and that's my name. My name is Randy. Call me Randy.
As you watch the following Barbara Jordan Award-winning programs, listen for the words that portray people with disabilities in a positive, realistic, and accurate manner.
Morning, Cass. How are you, love?
Michael lost the use of his legs 13 years ago when his body was crushed in an automobile accident. Doctors said he would not live, but he had other plans, not just of surviving, but of continuing his lifelong love of horses. The accident had changed his view of the world, and Michael liked what he saw.
I really think that was the day my life began. Morning, Colt. How are you? Prior to that, I lived life very fast. I was looking for life and enjoyment in really all the wrong places. Didn't appreciate life. Did not grasp what the beauty it is to be here. In this situation, it's helped me to be a better horseman. It's helped me to be a better person. Because, you know, life is about relationships. Life is about communicating. And that's what I try to do with the horses, is make them feel comfortable and make them know that I care what they have to say, just like I do with people. I don't consider what I do as a novelty or something new. It's something that has been around a long, long time. I think people are starting to recognize the significance in this methodology, if you want to call it that, or this approach to dealing with horses, because some of the traditional approaches haven't worked or are limiting in the horse's ability. I try not to present myself in an intimidating way, aggressive manner. I try to be assertive, but kind and soft and respectful of where they're at.
It doesn't take long to see he has a unique way with horses. He makes a connection that few take the time to develop. Without patience, a young stallion's first time with a saddle and rider can be a wild and dangerous rodeo of fear and misunderstanding. But with Michael's gentle hand and kind heart, a first-time ride is one of quiet acceptance.
I'm not breaking him. I'm guiding it. I'm guiding his abilities, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And we'll get there together.
I've got a good life, and in fact, I've got a great life. I would walk on my tiptoes, and then I had to have surgery, and that kept me from walking on my tiptoes, but that still makes me walk toe to heel instead of heel to toe. This kid, he noticed, and this other boy, he noticed too. And I don't want to tell him what he said because it's going to hurt my feelings. But other than the way I walk goes, I'm just the same as any of them. I'm the same. I like people to just, it's all right if they have curiosity, but I'd like them to just accept me as a normal person.
Images rule!
America is a media-dominated culture, And as a result, how we perceive ourselves often grows out of the words and the images that the media use to portray us.
Basically, as a journalist, you just don't want to make the person with a disability look helpless. And remember to keep the focus of the story. And if someone being stranded without access is not part of the story, don't make them look like they're stranded. It's all about remaining focused on what the content of the story is about.
Interview me as just a normal person, not we're going to interview this person with a disability.
I would like to see myself portrayed in the media as an independent, intelligent person.
You know, and I'm going to have to preface this by just saying a couple of things, because I'm an athlete. I want to be on the sports pages. I don't want to be on the human interest side. And so when we're doing a tennis tournament, maybe at South Austin Tennis Center, and they got all the players out here, and the media comes out, and then it shows up on lifestyle, you know, or the human interest stuff. It's not capturing what this is really about. I'm an athlete, and so I'd like to be in the athletic pages.
I wouldn't like to see myself portrayed as she's so incredible because she's mentally ill and she does this job. I would like to see myself portrayed for the job I do and how it helps other people, but not because it's something outstanding that somebody can do with a brain disease.
Take a look at the following Barbara Jordan award-winning programs and observe the way in which visual imagery is used to portray people with disabilities in a positive, realistic, and accurate manner.
Jeffrey Smith is like many boys his age. He likes to play on his scooter, help mom in the kitchen, and play a musical instrument. But Jeffrey struggles with something he can't control, his ADD, and it was affecting his schoolwork. In only a few months, sensory integration treatment has made a huge difference for Jeffrey.
And it has helped me with my handwriting, and it's helped me with a lot of my anger.
Photojournalism examples. Ed Luby helps out at a Habitat for Humanity's construction site. Photography by Kathleen Holden. He modified his motorcycle to carry his wheelchair. Ed shows pride in the deck he built for himself and his wife. One of his responsibilities as a newspaper reporter is to cover traffic accidents. Now let's hear from Barbara Jordan.
Those of you who are in communications, print, electronic, or whatever, you understand that you are the voice of those who do not have a voice. You understand that you are the window that persons look through to see others. You are drafting the outlines, crafting the outlines of the window through which the rest of the public peers. And when they look through the window, you, the communicator, is to show them a person alive, well, active, productive, with the same needs as others, demanding the same rights as others, longing for the same opportunity as others. That is what the rest of the community needs to see.
Jeremy Fisher enjoys diving into his backyard swimming pool from atop his trampoline. Photography by Rebecca McEntee. He competes with other athletes in wheelchair races. He and his father work to restore the Jeep that Jeremy will drive at the end of the summer. Rene Morano is an accomplished actor whose amazing performances help transport the audience to distant times and places. Photography by Carolyn Herter and Adrian Kadar. After 11 years of service, Paul Eisenhart receives Scouting's highest honor, the Eagle Scout Medal. Paul happens to have Down syndrome. Photography by Taylor Johnson. The CBI WorkNet produces a monthly half-hour television program that covers employment opportunities for students in the Lubbock Independent School District with moderate to severe disabilities. The crew of this show includes students with disabilities. On the set and behind the scenes, students review scripts and operate camera equipment in preparation for the show.
This month on CBI, we'll ride along with some Angels on Horseback, a therapeutic riding center for kids with disabilities. Plus, Life Independent Living Center recognizes CBI Free Enterprise for outstanding work with students with disabilities. And Mariah Sharp will take us on a fairy tale adventure with a famous writer.
Ads rule.
Present individuals with disabilities in a balanced, a fair, and a realistic way.
An offensive portrayal would be showing a sighted person grabbing a person who is blind in order to guide them somewhere.
I think everybody's familiar that has seen a person with mental illness in the media with the image of somebody in a hospital gown with totally messed up hair, with a maniacal look on their face, maybe a little blood running from a cut, looking like they have just murdered somebody.
To me, these are all portrayals of gloom and doom, and that's not what disability is all about. To me, it's much more important to show the positive, to show people participating, and to show people on the inside rather than on the outside looking in.
As you watch the following advertisements, try to spot the scenes that portray people with disabilities in an inclusive, valuable, and productive manner. Dr. Pepper ad. Spot the couple signing among the people enjoying Dr. Pepper.
We're a part of the future. We're the heart and the soul. We're the voice of tomorrow, saying out as a whole. You're a part of me, that's the heart of me. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. Without you, I'm just a lonely melody. But together we are harmony. You'll always be a part of me.
JCPenney's ad. Spot the person in a wheelchair.
And watching quality like a hawk.
It's our great values that have always made us
The leader of the pack. The leader of the pack.
Via ad. Notice the student who is blind traveling by bus.
Who says you have to drive to get where you're going? Via. We're going places.
Home Depot ad.
I just didn't know whether they would hire an old 70-year-old one-arm man or not. We have any kind of power tool that you want. If we don't have them, we can get them. I've got some hardware in this artificial arm, and it works good for me. And with this little thing, you can build things like this. And this is just a bolt. But it helps to hold this together. It's better! By the way, this is not a weekend project.
The Barbara Jordan Media Awards rule.
We are ecstatic tonight to present awards to those individuals whose work has been judged to be the best in embodying the spirit of Barbara Jordan's dream.
We want to recognize people in the media because of the power that they have and the way that they use their communication skills in a positive way to bring issues related to people with disabilities to the forefront. and to portray people with disabilities in a positive way. So it's important that we have these awards to recognize excellence in the media for people with disabilities.
What we want to do, you who communicate, is get through the number and get to the individual. That means you look through the smoke and mirrors, you look through the million type number, and somehow you get through to that person who lives and breathes and works and loves and argues and laughs and cries. That's what you must get to. That's the reality. I am delighted that these persons who are recipients of these awards today understand the reality that is important, crucial, urgent, that it be communicated.
Hi, I'm Melanie Lawson. I'm an anchor for KTRK Channel 13, the ABC affiliate here in Houston. And that's how most people know me. But what many may not know is that I'm also an MS patient. I was officially diagnosed with multiple sclerosis almost 5 years ago, but I probably had it for at least twice that long. In my case, it affects my walking and my balance. What it hasn't affected, I'm happy to say, is my vision and my speech. And that's allowed me to keep working at the job I love so much.
Adam Hassler, winner of the student category. Many walk the halls and campus of Westlake without any problem, but some wish they too had all access. Excerpts read by Matt Cross.
In May, Miriam Gary will finish her first year at Westlake High School. She spends her time doing choir and art, as well as a normal course load. Westlake isn't anything like she imagined, as she had entered with visions of seniors taping freshmen to walls and the 1,000 other stories that freshmen hear from someone with a big brother in high school. I was all nervous, Miriam said, but it's not like that. As she plans her schedule for next year, she has worked closely with the administration to make sure that her classes are close together and accessible for Miriam in her wheelchair. At the end of the freshman year, Miriam has successfully traversed the campus, despite Westlake's lack of accessibility. She smiles, though, and has a cheery attitude, even as she talks about a long distance she has to travel. With the construction of a totally accessible 9th grade center, the rest of Westlake's facilities will be hard-pressed to meet the precedent that the newer center will set. The administration, both at Westlake and in Eanes, has made arrangements to meet the high standards set within the rest of the district.
A diagram accompanies the article in which the author, in a borrowed wheelchair, reports firsthand on the school's trouble spots.
Almost every door in the school posed a problem for me for 2 reasons. One, there is a half-inch high metal lip on the base plate of the door frame that, although when walking is practically unnoticeable, in a wheelchair becomes a mountain. I tried going over it backwards, getting up speed, popping wheelies. None of it worked, and I had to ask for help every time. I was able to enter the library through an access gate, but inside, as I tried to navigate through the shelves, I found that some are far too close together to allow a wheelchair to pass. Although there is an elevator to the G-Wing, it is otherwise inaccessible, at least for right now. Its exit led outside to an area by the 9th grade center, where I met a ramp I couldn't climb. After coming close to injury twice, I had to settle for the elevator to leave the G-Wing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Hassler.
Sorry, I think I picked the least effective seat to sit at. How cool was that? They read my whole story up there. I don't know, kind of unexpected, but I've never had something I wrote being read by like somebody else on like a video.
The encouragement I would give to media professionals would be, dare to be different, swim upstream, use your words and your photographs to show strength in people who are often portrayed as being weak.
People that are in the media, encouragement that I would give them is go out and interview people that have a disability. Don't neglect them. They're no different than anybody else. We're no different than anybody else.
You can help us by portraying people with disabilities in a positive way and by bringing disability issues to the forefront. You're in a very powerful position, so I want you to use it and use it wisely, and to realize that people look to you as an authority, and you can do a lot for people with disabilities.
As a media professional with a disability, I feel a special responsibility to present individuals with disabilities in a balanced, a fair, and a realistic way.
I would encourage media professionals to think of people with disabilities first as people and to relate to people with disabilities individually, learn about us as individuals and portray us in that way.
What word best describes me?
The word best describes me, I would say, hard worker.
Energetic. I'm a go-getter. If you give me something to do, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. I'm going to work hard to get it done.
Gemini.
Dedicated.
Creative, energetic, lover of puzzles, hardworking, I hope.
Appreciation for life.
A paper plate in the wind.
I would like to see myself portrayed in the media as an independent, intelligent person.
And I have the can-do attitude.
You Rule by the Texas Governor's Committee on People with Disabilities. Thanks to these individuals with disabilities: Cindy, Doug, Judy, Kim, Nancy, and Luke, her service animal, Pat, Roland, Shane. Production, Picture Box Productions. Post-production, Mopac Media. Producer, Kevin Triplett. Camera, Alan Clank. Grip, J. Kevin Smith. Interviewer, Melissa Taylor. Editors, Kai Manch and Kevin Triplett. Narrator, Kai Manch. For more information, contact the Texas Governor's Committee on People with Disabilities at area code 512-463-5739. Persons who are deaf or hard of hearing can call area code 512-463-5746 for TDD service. You can visit us on the web at www.governor.state.tx.us/disabilities.